from Ghana responding. I want to hear from colleagues from across Africa, various countries, whether you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon. We can hear you, sir.
From which country? Apart from Ghana.
Mala, we can hear you clearly.
That's good. That's good. Anybody
Zambia,
from
please?
Kenya? Zambia, that's good. Any other country?
Kenya.
Kenya, that's good. Any other country? All right. Now that I'm sure you can hear me from various countries, we are good to go to start our meeting. And I want to welcome all of you to this webinar. We've been having a series of webinars in preparation towards AFIA 2023, which is coming up in Accra. That's in May. So on behalf of the governing councils of AFIA, as well as IIA Ghana, the host country, I want to welcome you to today's webinar. We've been having a series of webinars, and those who joined us last week, there was a presentation on business ethics, why this is important and how to handle it by Sanjeev Gatani. And this afternoon, we are fortunate to have another speaker from Ghana. And the topic today is how technology innovation is revolutionizing the role of internal audit, current trends, and benefits. We have with us this afternoon, Mr. Christian Asante. Mr. Asante is the Managing Director of Digital City Solutions Limited. He's also the CEO of Asante Business Solutions Group of companies that specializes in developing and implementing innovative cutting-edge solutions to help businesses achieve their goals. Mr. Asante is also the founder of the Africa Governance, Risk and Compliance Organization, which aims to raise awareness and interest in GRC across Africa. You bear with me looking at his background, he's actually one of us. Before I welcome Mr. Asante to take over, I advise all of us participants, if you have comments and questions, kindly put them in the chat box. There will be time for Q&A as well. Then, if you are not speaking, kindly mute yourself to avoid interruptions. On this note, I welcome Mr. Asante. Mr. Asante, you are welcome.
Thank you, Richard. And good afternoon from Accra. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, I can.
You can, good. I'm also sharing my screen so that you can see the screen. If you can please confirm if you can see the screen as well.
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can see the screen.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm just getting my presentation ready here. And thank you for the opportunity. I'll get straight into it. Thank you for the introduction as well. So again, good day, everyone. Distinguished members of the African Federation of Institutes of Internal Auditors. I am indeed honored to speak before you today on how technology innovation is revolutionizing the role of internal audit. You will agree with me that the world is rapidly changing and technology is playing a significant role in shaping the way we conduct business. As internal auditors, it is important that we embrace technology to stay relevant and deliver more value to our organizations, and particularly in our field of work. As I'm sure you all know, internal auditors play a crucial role in ensuring the effectiveness of an organization. They provide independent assurance that an organization, risk management, governance, and internal control processes are operating effectively. In recent years, advancements in technology have presented significant opportunities for internal auditors to improve the way we operate. And that aside, the very role of internal audit has also evolved significantly. The technology evolution, innovation is at the forefront of this change. And with the emergence of new technologies, internal auditors can now perform their duties more efficiently and effectively. In this short webinar, I will not only discuss current technology trends in the field of internal audits and the benefits that they bring, but also some technology trends and benefits that are actually revolutionizing the role of the internal audit. I will use a new innovation in Ghana, the Unified Common Platform for Property Rates, the myassembly.gov.gh platform, as an example or as a test case to highlight the challenges and the benefits, in fact, the challenges being addressed in the field and the benefits that technology brings when we embrace the technology as it is today. But before I do so, let me explore some of the key technology innovations in the field and that are impacting the internal audit function. The first one I talk about is data analytics. Data analytics has become increasingly important as organizations deal with vast amounts of data from multiple sources. All of us went through the COVID era where everything went online. And with that came a huge amount of data for almost everything that we do. With data analytics, internal auditors can analyze large data sets and identify trends and anomalies and even potential risks. Data analytics provides a more efficient and effective way of auditing, as it can identify and prioritize the areas of risk, reducing the time spent on low-risk areas. It also allows for continuous monitoring and real-time identification of fraud, waste, and abuse. Another technology innovation that is transforming this field, the field of internal audits, is the use of AI, or artificial intelligence, and machine learning, often referred to as ML. AI and ML are particularly useful in areas where there are large volumes of transactions. So when we look at places like the financial areas or technologies spanning wide areas, we have significant information that AI and ML help with. AI and ML can analyze vast amounts of data and identify patterns, anomalies, and even potential risks. It can also automate many routine audit tasks, which ends up freeing up internal auditors to focus on more complex issues. And I'll give you an example when I get back to the case study. But the most beautiful thing I find with what we've done with AI and ML is that it can learn from past audits, learn from past patterns, and apply that knowledge to the future. And so in the field of audits, it can learn from previous audits and apply that knowledge to future audits, and increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of the internal audit process. Blockchain is another technology that is transforming the field of internal audit. Blockchain technology creates a secure and transparent record of transactions, making it easier for us as internal auditors to track payments and identify potential issues. Blockchain technology can also automate many audit tasks, such as the reconciliation of transactions between parties, and provides a secure platform for the storage of sensitive data. So with the use of blockchain technology, internal auditors can have greater confidence in the accuracy and completeness of the data that is being analyzed or that they are analyzing. Again, in relation to what we're doing, cloud computing is another technology innovation that is transforming the field of internal audit. Cloud computing allows internal auditors to access data and applications from anywhere in the world, improving efficiency and significantly reducing costs. So with cloud computing, an internal auditor or internal auditors can easily collaborate with colleagues and access data in real time across domains. It provides a more secure way of storing data, and as the data is encrypted and stored on servers that are usually regularly updated with highest and latest security patches, we have a more secure data lake of information. So having mentioned these technologies, let's turn our attention to the Unified Common Platform for Property Rates and see how it demonstrates the revolutionization of the role of the internal auditor. The myassembly.gov.gh is a web and mobile-based platform that provides a common platform for local government authorities to administer their property rates. For those of you not in Ghana, the myassembly platform is a new electronic platform for property rate collection that we have just implemented in Ghana. In the context of improving internal audit functions, the platform addresses several challenges in property rate collection process, including the elimination of carbon shifting through the use of electronic receipting, elimination of cash theft and misappropriation, the introduction of electronic payment platforms or mediums, elimination of inaccurate recording of collections, and the introduction of real-time transparent reporting. One of the key benefits of the platform, the myassembly.gov.gh platform, is the elimination, like I mentioned, of carbon shifting through EGCR, that is the electronic GCR. To be clear, carbon shifting is a prevalent issue, and it involves or is a position where staff or users create duplicate records to cover up the theft of cash collections. The practice is indeed prevalent when it comes to manual receipting systems, where the receipts are printed on carbon paper. The use of the EGCR eliminates this, and it eliminates the need for carbon paper, making it difficult for staff to create duplicate receipts. This, in fact, reduces the risk of fraud and enhances the integrity of the collection process. The platform also eliminates the risk of cash theft and misappropriation through its use of the electronic platform medium. Cash theft and misappropriation are common challenges again in manual receipting systems, where cash is collected and handled by staff. In this platform, the technology is such that the introduction of the electronic payment mediums, such as the mobile money, cash payments, bank transfers, etc., eliminates the need for staff to handle cash completely. And again, This reduces that risk and enhances the security of the collections process. When it comes to recording of collections, the platform addresses this challenge by automating the recording of collections process. It automates the process of recording collections, reducing errors or the risk of errors and omissions, and reconciles not just in one domain, but across all interfacing systems. And therefore, through this automated process, enhances the accuracy of the collection process and ensures that collections, and in fact, all collections in this process are accounted for and accounted for properly. In addition, the MyAssembly platform introduces transparent reporting, which is real-time. The platform provides real-time reporting on everything: property rate collections, the individuals, amounts collected, the number of properties, the payment method used, and so on and so forth. And it's important to identify that it uses technology to keep the integrity of the system, even though different stakeholder entities are involved. These reports can be accessed by auditors and other stakeholders, and it provides greater transparency and accountability. So the benefits of the MyAssembly platform actually extends beyond our traditional internal audit functions. The way it's built gives us the opportunity to provide benefits to the local government authorities as well as the property owners. And if you look beyond that, it gives convenience where the platform allows property owners to make property rate payments from the comfort of their homes, using mobile money phones, mobile phones, computers, and other smart devices. This saves time and eliminates the need to travel to the local government offices to make payments. But there is a plus for our internal audit processes, because it puts all the transactions from the human hands into a digital platform where we can monitor and manage the process. In terms of cost reduction, the platform reduces the cost of property rate collection for local governments, authorities, by eliminating a lot of the paper receipts and paper processes and manual slow processes, which all cost time. There is increased revenue. The platform makes it easier for property owners to make payments, in reducing the likelihood of non-payment and delayed payments. That too increases revenue to local government authorities, which can be used to improve services and infrastructure. So in a lot of ways, the MyAssembly platform is an excellent example of how technology can address challenges in improving internal audit functions through its elimination of carbon shifting, cash thefts, inaccurate recording of collections, and introduction of real-time transparent reporting. Because at the end of it, the platform provides a significantly enhanced integrity platform that has integrity and efficiency in the property rate collection process. The platform is also designed to take advantage of data analytics. Before this, I mentioned the key technologies that are impacting our field in terms of internal audits. And I will demonstrate how it takes advantage of these technologies to make it more efficient and make the internal audit function more. The platform is designed to take advantage of data analytics and introduces tools and techniques to analyze large volumes of data. And through the use of data analytics, it identifies patterns trends, and anomalies. Now, through the use of the platform, the internal auditors involved can easily identify potential issues, detect fraud, and assess the effectiveness of what controls they have put in, either at the district level, the national level, and so on and so forth. So as an example, an internal auditor on this room can use the data analysis function to analyze the financial data to identify patterns of fraud and irregularities. The system actually can be programmed to send alerts if program parameters of trends and patterns in transactional data are detected or diverse from what has been programmed to show. And so when the transactional data and potential risk areas are breached, automatic alerts can be fired to internal auditors and to impact management to respond and act. In addition, internal auditors can use the system's data analytics features to assess the effectiveness of controls. For example, the system can analyze data to identify instances where controls are not being followed and where control deficiencies exist. This information can then be used by the internal auditors to recommend improvements to the control environment, reducing the risk of fraud and other types of losses. Another area where technology is revolutionizing the role of the internal audits is the use of artificial intelligence. The AI involves the use of machine learning algorithms to automate the decision-making processes. On this platform, internal auditors can use the AI
I think we've lost connection somewhere.
Hello, Mr. Asante. I think we've lost the speaker. Please hold on. Get back. Yeah. Hello, team. There seems to be a little challenge. Please hold on the speaker. We'll get back to it soon.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, you can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Apologies for that. For some reason, we lost the connection here.
No problem. You're welcome back.
Thank you. Can you see the screen as well? I think we're on this screen when it went off.
You are yet to get there.
Okay.
We can see the opening, the first slide. Yes, you can see your slide now.
You see the slide now? Okay, great.
Yes.
Right. So I hope I think I was on this screen when we moved, when it happened, slide 8. So
Yeah.
I was saying the platform is designed to take advantage of data analytics and introduces tools and techniques to analyze large volumes of data to identify patterns, trends, and anomalies. Through the use of the platform, internal auditors can easily identify potential areas of risks, detect fraud, and assess the effectiveness of controls. So for example, we can use the data analytics function to analyze financial data to identify patterns of fraud and irregularities in the system. Another area which is revolutionizing the role of internal audits is the use of AI, and I think I mentioned that earlier. This AI involves the use of ML, machine learning algorithms, to automate our decision-making process. So on the platform, our internal auditors can use the AI engine to automate repetitive tasks. And this includes data collection, analysis, and so on and so forth. And this allows the internal auditors to focus more on complex and more value-added tasks. Beyond that, the machine learning algorithms can also be trained to do extensive stuff, including identifying different patterns and anomalies, which can then be further flagged for investigation by internal auditors. So the technology around AI and ML gives us the opportunity to almost on the fly train these tools to do most of the manual work that we used to do. Beyond that, we also have the RPA, the robotic process automation. One of the things I haven't mentioned is that this platform connects to several other national platforms. And what we're doing is we're using the robotic process automation to define software robots that automate a lot of the interaction and automate the repetitive tasks. So when it comes to data entry from other parties, report generation and the like, the RPA provides the opportunity to speed that up and do it more efficiently. In this particular area, the integration with stakeholders, such as our Lands Commission, who provide the valuation information, the National Identification Authority, who provide the personal identification information, the Ghana Revenue Authority with the tax information, all those interactions are made easier, more secure, and more efficient when we get the data and work with it in the application. The internal auditors can use the RPA as it's built to automate the process of collecting and analyzing data, allowing them to focus more, again, on complex tasks. It can also be used to process the generation of reports, reducing the amount and effort required to produce reports for management and other stakeholders. Again, allowing internal auditors to focus on analyzing data, providing insights, rather than spending time on administrative tasks. Finally, technology is revolutionizing the role of internal audits through the use of blockchain technology. Now, blockchain technology involves the use of decentralized databases to store transactions. Each transaction is verified by a network of users, reducing the risk of fraud and other irregularities. And in this area, the internal auditors use the blockchain technology to verify the accuracy and integrity of particularly financial transactions, ensuring that all the transactions are accurately recorded and accounted for. In addition, this technology can be used to enhance transparency and accountability of the financial transactions. Transactions are recorded on the blockchain, are transparent and immutable, reducing the risk of fraud and other irregularities. So in a nutshell, today, technology is revolutionizing the whole internal audit process in many ways. From what you've seen on my assembly, the use of electronic platforms, data analytics, AI, RPA, blockchain are just a few of the examples of how technology is improving the effectiveness and efficiency of internal audit functions. As an internal auditor, it is absolutely important to embrace these technology advancements and leverage them to improve the way we operate. By so doing, we can provide more value to organizations and ultimately help them achieve the strategic objectives. As you've seen in the use of technology in the Unified Common Platform, technology can address several challenges faced by internal auditors today. In this particular example, the introduction of electronic receipting and payment methods, real-time transparent reporting, and accurate reporting of collections all contribute to improving the integrity of that process and the functions of the internal auditor. Other examples on how technology can improve internal functions include the use of cloud-based platforms for data storage and collaboration. Now, cloud-based platforms provide several benefits, including improved data security, improved accessibility, and significant cost savings. They also provide a centralized location for storing and sharing data, which can help improve collaboration between internal audit teams and other stakeholders. Beyond that, the use of mobile devices and applications are also transforming the way the internal audit work is carried out. Mobile devices allow internal auditors to access data and work remotely. It improves flexibility and reduces the need for paper-based documentation. In fact, mobile applications can also help to automate the repetitive tasks, such as data collection and report generation. And this allows internal auditors to focus on more complex stuff. Technology can again improve internal audit functions through the use of virtual and augmented reality. We are not using virtual or augmented reality on this platform, but virtual or augmented reality can be used to simulate real-life scenarios, allowing internal auditors to practice and refine their skills in a very safe environment. It can also be used to visualize complex data sets and identify patterns and anomalies that may not usually be visible in traditional data analysis. Even social media, the use of social media and other online platforms can also provide invaluable insights for internal auditors. Some media platforms, social media platforms, can be used to identify potential areas of risks or even to monitor the effectiveness of different campaigns. Online platforms can also be used to gather feedback from customers and other stakeholders, which again provides invaluable insights into improving the internal audit function. It is important to note that while technology can provide many benefits for internal audit functions, it also presents several challenges. These challenges include the need for specialized skills and training, data privacy, and security concerns, as well as the risk of reliance on that very technology. And so as an internal auditor or as internal auditors, it is important to address these challenges proactively to ensure that technology is used in a responsible and effective manner. In concluding, technology is revolutionizing the role of the internal audit in many ways. The use of electronic platforms, data analytics, AI, RPA, and the like, and other advancements are all contributing to improving the effectiveness and efficiency of internal audit functions. So as an internal auditor, it is important to embrace these technological advancements and leverage them to provide more value to your organizations. And as I demonstrated, or as I said before, it is also important to address the challenges that come with the use of technology to ensure that it is used in a responsible and effective manner. And by so doing, we can help organizations achieve their strategic objectives and position ourselves as leaders in the field of internal audits. To achieve this, we as internal auditors need to stay abreast with the latest technological advancements and continuously upskill ourselves. And of course, this can be achieved through multiple means, through formal training, attending conferences, webinars such as this, networking with industry peers, and seeking mentorship from experienced professionals. I think that additionally, internal auditors need to work very, very, very closely with IT departments and other stakeholders to ensure that the technology is effectively integrated into the internal audit functions. My experience has shown that many organizations have a lot of technology that can actually improve the internal audit function, but there is a disconnect between the internal auditors and the technology departments. And so the implementation of the technology often does not lead to more efficiency for the internal audit functions. And in terms of integration with the IT department, some of the things that we can do will be to ensure that the appropriate controls are in place to protect data privacy and security, and that the technology is being used in a way that aligns with the organization's strategic objectives. But finally, I think it is important for internal auditors to have a mindset of innovation and continuous improvement. This means that we have to be open to new ideas and approaches and actively seek out opportunities to improve the internal audit functions through the use of technology. And by so doing, or by doing so, we can stay ahead of the curve and position ourselves as leaders in the field of internal audit. So in conclusion, the role of internal audit is indeed evolving rapidly in the face of technology advancements. The use of technology, including electronic platforms, are all contributing to improving the effectiveness of our functions. Let us embrace these advancements and leverage them to make our organizations better. Thank you once again for the opportunity to speak to you on this important topic. And at this point, I think I've spoken for some 30 minutes. I'll take a break and see if you have any questions that need answering. Mr. Moderator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asante, for such an insightful presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity is given us to ask questions. If you have any question, you can either put it in the chat box or just mention your name, your country, and ask the question. I have one in the chat box. That's from Stephen Kwachi. Technology is indeed changing the way we do things, and internal auditing is not an exception. However, I would appreciate it if you could explain how AI, that's artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, and data analytics, among others, could support internal auditors through the audit phases. That's planning, execution, reporting, and follow-up.
Right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me take this. I'm hoping that this question came before we finish the presentation. I've made an attempt to demonstrate through the use of the My Assembly platform how AI, ML, blockchain, and data analytics all come together to make the auditing process better. But think about it this way. Everything we do today through the planning, execution, and reporting stages are all dependent on data, gathering of data, monitoring of processes, and reporting. And these tools, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, data analytics, are all geared towards working with the mass data sets that we have, helping us automate the processes, teaching the tools to do what we do on a daily basis, and with blockchain, ensuring that the controls that we put in place are automated in the systems so that we can actually sit back and add value by seeing the output of these and making recommendations on them. So I hope that is giving you some insight into how the tools can help us through the processes of planning, execution, and reporting, as it underpins all the data gathering processes, all the analytics processes, and all the reporting processes, and gives us the added advantage of it being done in real time and taking into account real-time changes as we go through the audit phases.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the next one from Senanu Chikata. Thanks, exciting presentation. While staying abreast with the technological innovations, shouldn't internal auditors be worried about the activities of hackers who appear to be a step ahead of new technological innovations?
Interesting question. And I think that actually sits right in the middle of what we are talking about. And that is why I advocate working closely with the IT departments. We should be very worried about hackers. We should be very worried about where processes are not followed. We should be very worried about deviations from the parameters that are set and agreed by the organizations. And the only way we work closely to make this happen is by being an integral part of the implementation of these technologies, so that we can bring to bear our experience and our knowledge and skill, so that when the technical person is defining the controls and the controls in the system, they take into account these challenges. Where we've had to interfere or we've had to intervene in areas where there have been hacking, we very, very quickly identify the fact that the internal audit controls are not often implemented in the way they are intended to within the technology. And whether we like it or not, there is a difference of understanding when it comes to implementing audit controls in organization. And the best people placed to interpret that to the technologists are the internal auditors. So yes, we should be worried, but I think we mitigate that by being actively involved in the technology area and helping the technologists implement the controls that we need to have. And beyond that, also implement monitoring tools that give you early heads up on anything that could go wrong.
Okay, thank you. So the next one from Mr. Joseph Zumansike. That what approaches will you advise for internal auditors to adopt to secure management support, to enable them gain the necessary skills required to enable them deliver value to their organizations?
I'm laughing because this is a question that comes up everywhere. And it seems like, it seems management in particular never pays attention until something really happens. But I think it's all about education. From the experience on the field, what I would say is that we actively involve management in the definition of the controls and the monitoring of the processes. It is about understanding, them understanding what the dangers are, what the controls are, and why they are supposed to be in place. I understand that most times when you put controls in place and processes in place, management feels constrained by those controls and processes. But the only way to get around it, from my experience, is actually to engage them actively so that they are part of the process and not see your process as one that is imposed on them by the audit function.
Okay, thank you. The next question, that's from Mr. Senanu Chikata. How long has the assembly platform in Ghana been in use? And is it countrywide? Does it mean each building in Ghana has been valued and yearly rates payable made known to the owners or on the books of the district assemblies?
The platform has been live since the beginning. Well, it's been rolled out since the beginning of the year. It involves a series of processes that involves the assemblies and different state institutions. As we speak today, it is countrywide. Every single building in Ghana is on the platform. So we have the national building footprints, and the yearly rates, as you say, are actually on the system and made known electronically. But we haven't stopped there. What we're doing is we are deploying foot soldiers to the ground to help people use the technology and to understand how to use the technology. So yes, it's available nationwide. It's been live technically from the beginning of the year, although this month is where it is rolled out effectively across the nation. Every property is on there. The yearly bills are available. We are working, the system works closely with the Lands Commission, who have also, and who are valuing each and every property. And we've put in technology so we can actually value properties on the fly, give all the information that is required to the Lands Commission so that they can do their processes and feedback to the system. In terms of valuation, there is a longer process. So we have a provisional value fed to the system, and when it's approved, it becomes the value. So that's where we are with this at the moment.
Okay. Thank you. Members, you can call in, ask your questions. It's not restricted to the chat box. This one, let me see. Internal auditors to be experts in machine learning, algorithms, data analytics, and robust process automation, which are technically complex processes and difficult to learn and master. I think this is a comment. But I don't know if Mr. Asante agrees that it's difficult to learn and master.
I can't pin down the comment that you mentioned, but I think every single thing is easy once you know how. In your field, if I take a technologist to an internal audit class, he will be completely lost. To him, it will be difficult to understand and master, and it might not even make sense. But here is what's the beauty of it. There are professionals in those fields. So my advocacy is, let's work with those professionals to implement what we know and what we want implemented in those systems and in those organizations. So you don't need to master AI. You don't need to master machine learning. Be able to communicate your controls, your monitoring objectives, be able to communicate all that you want done to the IT person who can implement that in your system. Then go back and check it and make sure that the controls that you required or the monitoring features that you expected are what is implemented, and work together with those professionals in their fields to do what is required.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions from participants? If you have any question, you can mention your name and proceed to ask a question.
So I think there's the last one that I see. Thanks for exciting presentation and insightful answers. To touch on AI and other technological innovations with the case study of my assembly in Ghana, my personal observation is that these innovations rather pose challenges to the internal audit function, requiring internal auditors to be experts of various technologies. I think we've touched on that. You do not need to be experts in different technologies.
Yes.
Where they are web-based and rely on availability of mobile devices, etc., the great thing with technology is that it is advancing, and there are online and offline modes. So you do not have always to rely on mobile networks. Where you are in an area where mobile networks are a problem, work with your technology partner to devise offline modes that can work effectively for you. The prevalence of several ERP systems used by organizations is also one area that you can work with IT to actually standardize. With AI and ML and blockchain and all these technologies now, they really can communicate across different platforms and provide you a unified common feature. If you look at my assembly, it is talking to several systems in real time, each with their own technologies. But it provides a unified view, and that's why we are calling it the unified common platform. It can provide you a unified common view that is interpretable in your language, and you can work with from that perspective. So it doesn't need to have to be a challenge. Again, if you are able to communicate what your requirements are effectively to your technologists.
Hello, Mr. Asante.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, you're done, yes. Good. So any more questions? If there are no questions, then I assume that we have all well understood what Mr. Asante has shared with us, and we know what is expected of us. In fact, he made a point which I have noted, that it is important for internal auditors to have a mindset of innovation and continuous improvement. That's the beginning of the change. That is important. Once we have that mindset, no matter how difficult it is, once we prepared our minds to make the change, lead to innovation and continuous improvement, I believe we'll get there. And he advised us to be open to new ideas and approaches and actively seek out opportunities to improve internal audit function through the use of technology. And I believe all these are things that if we want to be innovative, we need to focus on. Sharing with us on the assembly, the myassembly.gov.gh, he said, eliminates cash theft and misappropriation, among others. I think these are the things that when we are doing our work, we aim to address. And as we automate the systems, the repetitive tasks are reduced so we can focus more on complex tasks. I believe we've learned a lot, so much. And then going back, once we change our mindset, we can continue improving our processes. Okay, there are some questions, but there is a hand Lucinda Michael. Please ask your question.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
my
you
name
can
is
go.
Lucinda. My name is Lucinda from Kenya. I've just posted my question via messages. And just to recap the question, I was basically asking our presenter whether he could advocate to have internal auditors participate in ethical hacking. Thanks.
Okay.
The answer is, it depends on where you are. Ethical hacking by itself is a useful feature in terms of identifying the flaws in an organization's environment. I think that if it's part of your controls processes, then by all means do. But the ethical hacking processes themselves expose vulnerabilities within your organization that people can take advantage of. So yes, on one hand, if you have all the controls and monitoring in place, I advocate that you use ethical hacking to identify and strengthen your security, etc. But you have to also monitor the people and the processes that are identified through this process.
Okay, thank you. I can see another hand up. Mr. William Ofori.
Okay, so hi. Just little contribution here and just a follow-up from the last question. I think that from the point of cybersecurity, once you allow ethical hacking, it means that you're opening certain doors, which means that then, your system can also be vulnerable. So what you need to put in place is actually, above board controls and processes to have governance systems over the operating systems. But my other contribution I wanted to make, the speaker talked a lot about, using technology in the internal audit process. I think the other things that internal auditors need to be aware of is that the framework of how internal audits and controls would operate in the future is going to be very different from the past, where auditors have to physically come into your office and ask for folders and files and etc. Because with the use of technology, a lot of audit will be remote, and a lot of audit will be continuous audit, having surveillance over the systems and processes, which means that at the end of the day, they would more or less be cross-checking and doing verifications, on the platforms rather than physical, especially when we move fully digital in a lot of these processes. So, there again are our internal auditors trained to be able to perform such tasks in the coming future. Maybe Mr. Asante can help us with that.
Okay. So, Mr. Asante, any comment?
No, I think Mr. Ofori has said it all. I'll leave it at that.
All right, thank you. There are other questions that from Alexander Moore. Can you please recommend some basic data analytic tools that internal auditors can use?
Mr. Moore, I will contact you with regards to that. It is on a platform like this, I try to stay away from stuff like that because the tools that you use are all based on your needs and requirements. So I will have a chat with you. If there are certain key requirements that you have, then we can also help to recommend some tools for that.
Okay. So the next from Lucindy Michael, that will you advocate to have internal auditors participate in ethical hacking? And
I think that's what Asante said a few minutes ago. That's what the question came up with.
Yes. So how is ethical hacking different from resilience and strength testing? That's the next.
I don't want to delve too much into hacking at this point, but my view of ethical hacking is actually finding the vulnerabilities in your system. Now, resilience testing and strength testing are completely different things. This is seeing how resilient your network is, and it does not necessarily equate to finding the vulnerabilities in your system. So it's a very fine, in my mind, it's a very fine distinction from allowing somebody to hack your environment and then also looking at your network resilience from another perspective or strength testing from another perspective. However, I am not an expert in that area, so I'm not going to profess to be, and I can't speak authoritatively on it at the moment.
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Asante. Ladies and gentlemen, you bear with me that there are much more details that we require. We cannot get all this information within 1 hour. That's why provision has been made for you to come physically to Accra, attend the ASIA conference, and have the opportunity to learn more. You meet people like Mr. Asante and several speakers, and you can, with that personal interaction, you can learn more from them. So on this note, I want to say very big thank you to Mr. Asante for sharing. But Mr. Asante, before you drop off, if there are any concluding words or advice to participants here.
Thank you. I think for me, my concluding word is what you also mentioned. Have a mindset of innovation and continuous improvement. Technology is moving extremely fast, and if you do not adjust, you will be left behind. I have been in environments where the auditing from a manual perspective does not necessarily mean that everything is being monitored or controlled. So have a mindset of innovation and continuous improvement, and work closely with your technology partners to put in controls that protect your data, your security, and the like. Thank you.
Thank you very, very, very much, Mr. Asante. And we hope to see you again on this platform to share with us.
Thank you.
So at this point, I invite the President of the Institute of Internal Auditors Ghana, Mrs. Harriet Kakari, to tell us what we should expect come AFIA 2023.
I want to share my screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I just want to give an update on the upcoming AFIA conference being held in Ghana from the 22nd of May to the 27th of May. So please indulge me as I share my screen. Okay. So, as you have already been told over and over again, we are having the conference from the 22nd. The event is in three folds. The first one is the AFIA University that runs concurrently with the Governance Forum. Then on the 24th to 26th, we'll have the main conference. As part of the main conference, we'll be having tours, Accra City tours, for those who would want to experience Accra life or want to see the beauty of Accra. We'll have city tours after each session or after the conference each day. Then on the 25th, which is the Thursday, we'll have the dinner, and 26th will continue with the conference. But on the 26th, those who want to experience Accra life at night would have the opportunity to do that. The 27th, which is the last day, is meant for talks, and we are having two talks. One to the eastern part of Accra, of the country, and the second to the central part of the country. Some of the hot topics we are going to discuss at the Governance Forum are shown on the screen: the role of leadership in building innovation culture, the role of internal audit in corporate governance, corruption and fraud, keeping clean hands, data, privacy and security. Then we'll have at the university, we are having two major topics. We will be looking at quality assessment and also advanced Excel and data analytics. Of course, Global will also be there to talk about IPPF and other audit tools, and analytics tools will also be shared. For the main conference, we have hot topics like global footprints, upcoming risk, and IPPF that will be done by Global. We have leadership and emotional intelligence, internal auditors as innovative business leaders, the evolution of cyber threats, protecting your organization, digital transformations impact on internal audit. The main the board is targeted at the board governance forum is targeted at board members, audit committee members, CEOs, senior management, and heads of internal audit or chief audit executives. And the theme for that program is Innovate to Sustain. The date, as I indicated, is from May 22nd to 23rd. And now we have moved from early bird rate. We are now doing regular registration. And per participant, you are to pay $350 for the governance forum. For the university, it is going to be a master class for practicing internal auditors and persons interested in building a sterling career in internal auditing. And as I indicated earlier, the focus is on quality assessment and data analytics. As I said again, it is going to run concurrently with the governance forum. So this one will be held at the Accra International Conference Center. And that is from 22nd to 23rd. It's a 2-day event. The conference fee is $120 for members of the Institute, and non-members are to pay $150. For the main conference, everybody is welcome. CEOs, board members, audit committee members, senior management, internal auditors, accountants, all professionals, IT, risk managers, they are all invited. And the theme for the main conference is sustainability through innovation. And it is going to run from Wednesday to Friday, 24th to 26th of May. We have escaped the early bird. Now we are at the regular registration. For members of the Institute, you are paying $550, and non-members are paying $650. We have speakers. In fact, this is the conference. We are having the global chair, Benito Barra, in attendance. He's going to speak as well. Then we have the global president and CEO, Anthony, also being part. We have, of course, the AFIA chair, as well as the senior vice chair for global board, who is now going to be the incoming global board chair. They are all going to speak at the conference, so you don't need to miss any of them. We have conference hotels being Movenpick Ambassador Hotel, Alisa Hotel, and Accra City Hotel. With these three places, we are going to provide shuttle buses or shuttle services for those who will be there. Aside that, there are other conference hotels, or there are other hotels that members or participants would want to lodge at. We have the Airport View Hotel, Ebano Hotel, Central Hotel, and La Villa Hotel. So if you contact us, we'll give you the details for you to book your hotel. As I indicated, from the 24th to 25th, we would have Accra City Tours, and on the 26th, we'll have the night life. And these are some of the places we would like to have a look at. Then on the 27th, we would have trips or tours to two parts of the country. The first option is Dodi Island at Akosombo, where we will board the Dodi Princess or Dodi Vault, be on the Volta Lake, the biggest man-made lake. And we'll enjoy ourselves. We'll have a great time on the lake. The second option is to have a trip to the central part of Ghana, and we'll visit the Elmina Castle as well as the Kakum National Park. And we'll experience the walkway, which is about seven levels. And those who are daring can participate in that. This is the picture of the Elmina Castle for those who would want to go there. Visa information. ECOWAS member countries don't need visa to come to Ghana. However, delegates who are from non-ECOWAS countries require visa to Ghana, and you would get a visa on arrival at a fee of $150. There are other countries that do not require visa to Ghana. It is on gratis. And we have Kenya, Lesotho, Namibia, Singapore, Tanzania, Uganda, are you there? Zimbabwe, Seychelles, and Mauritius. You all don't need visas to come to Ghana. And the information we require is that send us a copy, maybe a scanned copy of the biodata page of your passport. Then the selected place you are lodging during the conference, place of embarkation to Ghana, date of arrival, and name of the airline. And these are the biodata information we require when you are coming. So these are the details you can scan to register. You can also contact us and we'll give you the details. But let me say that those who are coming, you all need to send us your confirmed tickets booking, as well as your biodata page of the passports, so that we can also facilitate the visa on arrival for you before you board come to Ghana. So on this note, I would like to invite everybody to come to Ghana, come and experience the Ghanaian hospitality, which is second to none. In fact, there is no country that can give hospitality like Ghana. Come and experience the rich culture of Ghana. We have our chocolate and all other things that you may be interested in. And you can put another bag in your travel bag so that when you come, you can shop and go and show to your people that you visited Ghana and had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for your attention. See you all in May.
Thank you, Madam President, for sharing. I believe we've all, and we are all encouraged to attend this conference, and there will be a lot of sharing. In fact, don't afford to miss the networking aspect of the conference. It's very, very important. Madam President has shared with me confidentially that when you come and identify yourself, that you were in this meeting, she has something special for you. So when you come, see her especially, and she will give it to you. I just want to add some information to the visa, the requirements. Delegates coming from ECOWAS countries and those who do not require visa, we still need some information about you. In your case, the biodata information for the purpose of the invitation letter. You are not required to have a visa, but the invitation letter that we've given you, we need to state some details, your passport number and other details in that. So you are advised to provide that information to us. Some delegates have been asking for the presentations, previous ones. They have been shared. However, if you haven't received it, let us know. I can see some have put in their email addresses in the chat box. You can contact the Secretariat and we'll make that available to you. So on this note, we want to say thank you for attending this program. Next week's program will be announced, and we advise you not only to attend, but share with your colleagues. And then we expect them, a lot more people, to participate in these pre-conference events, because there is much more to learn. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Now, as we say bye-bye, you can unmute. And if you want to say bye-bye, you can do so.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Are the Kenyans
All
gone?
in Ghana.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Are the Tanzanians there?
Bye-bye.
Oh, they're all gone. Okay.
From Ghana. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye from Malawi.
Good.
Bye-bye from Zambia.
Oh, that's great. I hope you are coming. We are expecting you.
We are coming in numbers, sir.
That's
so,
good.
Yes, expect us.
Christian, when you come and see me personally.
Bye from Kenya.
Ah, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye from Zambia.
Bye-bye from Zimbabwe.
Oh, good. I hope you're also coming.
Yes, we are coming in large numbers.
That is wonderful. We are really preparing for you.
Bye from Zambia.
Zimbabwe.
Yes. Yes, son, I am.
Tomorrow you're invited. Until you're invited.